With the community ignited over the major Hypixel Skyblock damage nerfs coming soon, the admins have finally made their responses. On top of this, some further information and clarification about the end update has come out. My name is Derailious and welcome back to Skyblock News. But before we get into any of that, I really just want to say thank you guys for all the support, as it really does mean a ton, but only a small percentage of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. So if you could hit that button down below, it really would mean a ton, and I recommend checking out my Twitter and Discord, both of which are linked down below. Without any further ado though, let's get right into the video. Starting off, we're going to begin with a tweet from Minikloon that doesn't really have any update information related to it, but is still pretty interesting. As you can see on screen now, it shows all of the dungeons of all tiers that have been started and completed over the last 7 days. As you can see, floor 7 has a relatively low completion rate, and that is due to frag running. On top of this, if you look, Master Mode 2 has another low completion rate, and that is likely due to the fact that most people just end up quitting, whether it be because of bad teams or other similar effects. Most of the floors have a pretty high completion rate, however, with Master Mode 5 and 6 actually being pretty surprising. Honestly, this is some nice information, and I hope we get it more often. Moving on to the end update, we have received some more information, and as you can see on screen now, the Enderman minion of the Tier 4 variant has been revealed. As you can see, there is a comparison. On the left we have a normal Enderman minion of Tier 4, and on the right we have the new Vorpal Enderman minion. Honestly, I think it looks pretty cool. I like the brighter eyes, and I think that the mouth is a pretty nice addition. We'll just have to wait and see if the minions are actually useful or not, which I hope they are. Honestly, they probably will be pretty valuable at the beginning of the update, especially since a lot of the new weapons look pretty strong, and it might be one of the better ways to gather materials, specifically if the strength nerf is a pretty hard one, and the Slayer bosses are pretty difficult. We'll just have to wait and see though about that one. Moving on to the thing that most of you have probably been waiting for, we have a response from Minikloon about the update and the nerf to strength. Here he states, "We absolutely understand that players who play more should be rewarded and be stronger. The issue is that in the current game model, players get exponentially stronger." Looking back, I think the way I explained the problem wasn't great in the post. The issue we're facing is simple. If we make a new combat island and we want it to be a challenging experience, what HP do we put on the mobs? In the current state of the game, even with the upcoming strength change, they don't even know the answer to that question, and that is a very fair point. In a multiplayer game where economy is very important, how do we deal with the fact that 75% of players can't even dream of killing a mob, 5% are offered an interesting challenge, and 20% of them are turbo one-shots who AoE everything? I'm not blaming the players for the state of the game. We made it what it is, and it's a real pain to create meaningful combat content for. And that makes a lot of sense. If you're having a system where half of the players can't deal any damage and the other half one-shot everything, you're not really going to be creating meaningful combat interactions at all. And that's the big problem they're trying to fix with this strength change. I hope at the end of the day that people can at the very least give them a chance on this one. Although their damage values will go down and that will kinda suck, hopefully we get a better game in the future and more content can be released because of it. I can imagine a lot of combat stuff has been scrapped in the past simply because they didn't know how to implement that at all, which really is awful. My honest opinion about this is that this type of problem with game design isn't something that starts randomly and isn't something that started recently. Some people point to dungeons as the place where this all went downhill, but I don't really believe that to be true. This was a core part of Skyblock's game design from the very beginning, and it was not made with this balance in mind. I really hope that they achieve a good balance in the future and are able to rebuff and revamp the weapons that are going to be nerfed in this current state. Obviously, some things are just not going to be as good as others, but weapons that people spent a lot of time upgrading should still have a value. Honestly, one of the most important pieces of information I can gather from the admin's response here is that they've really been working on trying to add more combat islands for a while, but they never really knew how to approach the problem until now. And now that they've had a reason to actually go through with nerfing things like strength, they don't seem to be backing down here. And I think that's a good thing for the long term. Honestly, I really hope we get some more and large updates in the future, and with the size of the Endslayer update, I think we can expect that at the very least. If we don't, there are some major problems afoot. At the end of the day though, I really want to see some other items buffed in compensation for the loss of strength, specifically things like the Flower of Truth, which will be hit really hard. Other items like the Baby Yeti will be hit hard as well, and we need to have a plan to see how these items will be useful in the meta going forward, because completely removing them would really suck. Overall though, my name is Derailious, thank you so much for watching this video till the end. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out, everybody.